welcome back to My Cup of TV with Jenny,
JD
and Kat.
So, Vampire Diaries, Kat has caught up.
I have caught up.
Yeah. You, were you surprised at Jeremy's death?
I was surprised. For ages, I was like, well, that can't be real.
Same.
Yeah.
No, he's going to come. No, he's
Yeah.
gonna come. You know what? It didn't really hit me until Stefan was like, well, she thinks he's going to come back because he's wearing the ring, but he's supernatural. And I was like, what? I was like,
yeah.
What do you mean?
It hit me when they started to say that his body smelled. Because I was like, he's decaying. Like, there's no, you're waiting for the magic or something, and then you're like, no, his body is decaying.
It's like
he's
you
gone.
were with everybody else. Like, Bonnie will fix it. Bonnie,
Yeah, I was like,
it.
well, Bonnie will
Something.
obviously bring him back, or the ring's going to bring him back, or something. And then when Stefan said that, I was like,
for like a Hail Mary or something.
Right, so, this is season 4, episode 16. Bring it on.
Nothing to do with the Vampire Diaries when I hear that.
What do you think of? Say it.
Have our cheerleader for
Say the word. Say it. Start us off.
What? Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Totally freaked me out. Let me right on. Because 2 are sure, number 1.
That's what I think of. Yeah.
You've seen the movie, right?
No! What? So she's looking at us like we're complete weirdos.
I've heard about the movie, I've not seen the movie.
So when you say, bring it on,
That's what you think of.
But
yeah.
I'm open to being showing what this episode is about and giving new meaning to that sentence.
Okay. So please remember to like, comment and subscribe in the comments. Have you seen the movie Bring It On?
Oh, is she not eat this person? Because didn't one of them do this before?
That's what Damon
Damon
does, yeah.
Unbook the sire bond and tell her to turn it back on.
No, her brother just died. We need to give her a reason to want to turn it on.
Fine, we'll show her a good time.
Are you alright?
I do like that they're discussing this instead of just arguing of I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this.
Try not to move. I'll call for help.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can't believe you're making me say this. Hey, show them how we're straight.
I definitely feel like, because we know that Damon has done that and wouldn't particularly care about this woman's life, but I feel like it's definitely him going, she won't want to have done this when she comes back.
He also doesn't want to make a sloppy mess where they get found out.
Yeah.
So she was helping Professor What's-His-Face.
Yeah.
Don't care, mate. That's no way to treat a lady.
You said you would protect me.
And I will. Just as soon as you tell me everything you know about Katerina.
What?
You need to pause for a minute.
Yes, I'm processing. What?
What
So-
did she make?
So do you remember the other hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had been working with Catherine, who had been working with Hayley. So we said, like, how did Catherine know about the cure?
Yes.
And all of this. Hayley was feeding her all the information.
Because I thought she was
I
there
see.
from Klaus. I thought she'd got the single cure and was going to give it to Klaus in exchange for her freedom. Like, call it quits, you don't have to chase me anymore, I don't have to be on the run. So obviously that was, my theory was wrong. So she was getting information from Hayley.
So Hayley was feeding information to Catherine.
Why? Because
I-
Hayley was also working with the professor. And the professor wanted the cure. So Hayley was double-crossing the professor.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Why does she want Catherine to get it? Or are we going to find out? Sorry, is that the
I would say
limit to what you can tell
it may not be that she wants Catherine to get it, but Hayley would obviously have no interest in the cure. She's not a vampire.
Mm.
So she'll have her own reasons for whatever she's doing.
Oh, so she's obviously gained something that... Okay, fair enough. That we don't know yet.
Well, we know that she was asking for something from Shane.
The professor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So...
Wasn't that to raise her parents or to know where her birth parents were?
Yeah, it was something to do about her birth.
And then he told her that he did locate her birth parents, but they're already dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, okay.
So she's obviously got her own motives. And Klaus you know, where everyone else is, oh my God, Catherine took the cure is gone. It makes sense that Klaus would be like, then I'm going to find her.
Yeah, right. So that's what I mean. Hayley has now contacted Klaus and said, come here, I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
But why is Hayley on the run?
Because she is a loose end for Catherine.
Oh.
We know Catherine doesn't leave loose ends.
Right, okay.
So it makes sense that Catherine would be like, right, she served her purpose, let's kill her, then she's never going to be a problem.
Right, okay.
And obviously, maybe this is not the first time she's come under attack and she's realised, I need to get some protection from somewhere.
Okay, interesting. Right.
Because also there's no hybrids anymore and Tyler's missing.
Yeah.
Tyler's on the run.
So sometimes what this show does do is it draws out the storyline and gives you the breadcrumbs, and then something's revealed and you're like, oh my God. And then when they do a next episode and they literally give you a scene where you're supposed to piece together a load of shit in like 2 sentences and you're like, what?
I think
Wait a minute.
But if we were binge watching this, if we were watching this episode after some of the other ones straight away,
maybe
we would have still made that connection. But or if you're watching it weekly, we've had a longer gap.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
This is why it's good thing I'm here.
Sometimes.
I'll go after the psychotic doppelganger. Stefan, you gonna go talk to the sheriff? Blondie, take her to school.
Sounds like fun.
Is she just naked?
Yeah.
Cool.
Elena, for me, no matter what, don't eat anyone.
Does this Cyberbond thing still work?
She's doing a great job of looking like Elena, but not like
It
Elena.
was when her face switched when she turned off the humanity, and I was like, that is a good actress now.
She does look just dead behind the eyes, doesn't
Yeah.
she? It's really good.
Can you get me my old spot back on the cheerleading squad? It's not like the routines are that hard.
What did she say?
It's not like the routines are that hard.
I'm really happy.
So, the title was what you first thought of.
Uniform still fits.
Fair enough.
You look fantastic. I left my makeup bag on the bus.
Ah, there's lots of Vervain-free people because they've come in from other towns.
I like your ribbon. Thanks. I want it.
So that Cyberbond isn't working.
What's with the ribbon? That's not even her colors.
It's like a serial killer trophy.
Are you out of your mind? What is your problem? Beating on the competition?
Everything alright?
Yeah. As soon as the queen backs off, everything will be fine.
Yes, the cyborg is broken because he's turned off her humanity.
Think about it. Elena's sire bond stems from her feelings for you, right? With her humanity off, she has no feelings.
Look, just grab and get her.
Makes complete sense though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That
you can.
if it's attached to feelings and you don't have feelings.
Oh, shit. She did that on purpose.
Yeah. And Caroline has to act injured. She can't just jump up and
Be like, hey, what the fuck?
Hey, Smooth. I know what it takes someone to have a good time. First, a little bit of vervain, just to take the edge off.
Lucky there was no one around being like, why are you taking this unconscious girl?
See you, little brother.
Don't get me wrong, I mean, I see you standing there and you look good. I remember our sex, and it was good sex. I just don't feel anything about it anymore.
Who are you texting?
Look at you. Your whole world revolves around me. Maybe you're the one that needs to turn it all off.
Ooh.
You were trying to keep me from joining the party, so brought the party here.
I mean, look at her. Yes, this is all very bad, but doesn't she make you just want to let go?
So what am I supposed to do? Just grab some girl, throw over my shoulder, take her out onto the dance floor?
Have fun. No one deserves a little bit of fun.
Okay.
I didn't mean me.
It's nasty.
I need help. What to do?
Oh,
What the bloody hell are you doing?
It's too far gone.
that was a loose end that Damon wanted to tie up. That was a loose end for Damon.
It's a hot couple.
Well, yeah, because when was the last time Klaus was with someone?
I haven't seen him with anyone.
No, exactly.
Damon's going to come home and go mental, isn't he? Question is he going to go mental because of the party or because he's not in the party?
Could go either way with Damon.
Come on, Elena, just dance with us. Oh, you guys look good together. By all means, Garrett, just take him out for a spin. You can use it.
What?
Oh, mate!
Way to make it awkward.
Walks.
Elena, either you have a drink or I will.
Oh!
She seriously just tried to drink from the mare.
Calm down.
Sheriff, yeah.
If you see her, don't hesitate. Just snap her neck. Got it?
I mean, that does make life easier because you know she's going to come home.
Yeah. And they're not even there when Damon gets home.
Damon's just like... I like the fact he's just drawing straight in.
Don't make me fight you, Elena. I'm stronger than you, and I don't want to hurt you. Let go of me.
Was she going to kill Caroline then?
Stake her, yeah.
She was going to stake her.
Why would she choose to turn her emotions back on? She's an orphan. She just lost her brother. Her life sucks.
Even when I was at my worst, Elena didn't give up on me. So we can't give up on her.
Pause for a second, because when Elena wouldn't give up on Stefan, you know, we did discuss the fact that she should get on with her life and, you know, all of that. I just find it interesting myself that I don't feel that way when Stefan says it about Elena. Just because...
As for now, I did. When she escaped out into the forest, I was like, let her go. Why are they chasing her and trying to keep her contained? Let her go. I don't know, maybe she's got to get that out of her system for a few years or whatever, but is it right to try and contain her? Why are they trying to contain her? She's got no home, no family, no nothing. What's keeping her there?
I think it's more because they're hoping that she'll come back eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah, but when she comes back, if she's killed a load of people, she's got to face that, and we know how she feels about that.
But again, is that the same as what we did with when he turned into the Ripper? Is that
I think
their
it's
problem?
It's a bit like a parent trying to protect a child in the fact that he knows how it affects him to deal with what he's done. So if you can prevent someone having to go through that.
Agreed, but to a certain extent, right?
Yeah.
You can't imprison someone. So if she's that eager to get out and she is an adult...
What I mean is that
out.
when she was chasing after Stefan, when he was with Klaus trying to bring him back, and we were just like, let him go, he's made it clear. And we were, you know, that was our stance. I do feel differently with Stefan towards Elena, because the fact that he's saying she didn't give up on me, therefore I can't give up on
it doesn't
her.
mean
You know,
giving up
it's
on
like
her, but letting her go rather than
Yeah.
trapping her or imprisoning her. If she's doing all of this, let her go. But don't let her go as in you give up on her,
Yeah.
but let her go as in you can't imprison her.
But is there also some responsibility there that you feel guilty for the things that she does because you say had a part in it? We know that Stefan's idea wasn't turning off the humanity, that was Damon's, but you know, you feel some responsibility about what's playing out.
I think as well, they made the choice to turn her humanity. She hasn't chosen to be like this. When most of them, when they've turned their humanity off, they've made that decision to turn it off. Where they've done this to her.
With
Not
Damon's
done this to her, and now can't undo it.
Yeah.
So whereas maybe their fallback was, well, we'll just undo it.
Yeah.
They cannot undo it because by turning her off, they've turned off the sire bond.
I also wonder whether a part of it is that Elena was human at the time, and so spending years trying to bring Stefan back was years of her life she can't get back, whereas for Stefan, he's a vampire, so those years don't mean as much if it took years, you know?
Yeah, in a way I suppose they've all just got time now because they're all vampires, so...
To be honest, I like me better like this.
Interesting.
What do you think he does?
I don't know.
I don't think he does.
Nat?
Karen. Come in.
Whose house is this?
Tyler's.
Oh.
Which means the only way to make sure you're safe is for me to go and never come back. I left Matt the deed to the house. It will protect you in ways I can't anymore.
He's not coming back.
It's a nice thing that he did, though, giving that house to Matt.
The sheriff said there's been reports of 6 other blood bank thefts all within 30 miles of Mystic Falls. Somebody's stockpiling blood.
Okay, so...
I think Salas followed us back from that island.
So where are we going?
Place every newbie vampire should go at least once in their life. New York. The city that never sleeps.
Okay, so we got our first look at No Humanity Elena.
Where is Mystic Falls located in relation
Virginia.
to New York? That's a long way.
It's a long drive.
What the fuck? What is it with people being like, I'm just going to drive across the country?
They do it a lot in America.
I know. I was like, no.
And as we mentioned before about vampires, they've got all the time in the world.
Yeah, but it's more like, would you...
Interesting that Damon didn't tell Stefan that Elena was with him.
No.
He said, I needed some space with Elena. He didn't mention that bit.
Yeah, so what do we think of No Humanity Elena?
She's a bitch in a different way to Catherine.
Yeah.
Catherine is like a cat. She's quite conniving and manipulative, and like she has that duping delight.
Yeah.
Elena, without feelings, is kind of just a blunt bitch, as it were. Like, do you know what I mean? She's more savage, brutal. You know what I mean? Whereas Catherine would lie and manipulate. Elena's just like, yeah, well.
And what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, we saw her at the cheerleading competition.
Catherine would be like a hallucinative poison, whereas Elena's more like a wrecking ball. Does that make sense?
You almost get the feeling though with Elena that it's almost like she's going too far on purpose. Like it's almost like she's got something to prove. Like, so she's like, you turn my humanity off, so this is who I'm going to be. And it's almost like there's...
Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, like it's almost like there's like, what do you mean you think I can't do this? I'm going to fucking do it. Like it's almost like it's
almost
gone...
a petulant child.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's deliberately pushing buttons.
Yeah.
Like...
You're acting out on purpose.
What she did, like with the stripping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because it's sort of... It's more immature.
Yeah.
It's a more immature way to be. Whereas Catherine, arguably, that requires a much higher intelligence to be that manipulative and to pull that many strings. Anyone could be this
But I also
bullish.
think it just shows you that... Because Catherine does have her humanity on. She has emotion. She's just very clever and a complete bitch at times. But with Elena having no humanity, she can't even take joy in what she's doing because that is an emotion. It's... It's almost like she's pushing people's buttons in a exploring the limits. Do you know what I mean?
To see if she will feel anything? Or
no, I don't know. It's more like, what are you going to do if I do this?
That's quite psychopathic.
Yeah. Well, because look, going after Liz like that, getting a reaction out of Caroline.
Yeah. But did she do it to get a reaction out of Caroline, or did she just do it because it was in her way?
Well, from what Stefan said, it sounds like she's done that knowing they would react, and then she was able to run.
So that she could get away. Yeah. which is manipulative. Intriguing. But again, that was why I was kind of like, why hold on to her? Like, she's not nice to be around.
Yeah.
In another way. So I'm kind of like, you go off, do what you need to do for a few years, and then maybe she'll come back. But it's almost like, let her get it out of her system, but you don't have to suffer this horrible person that she's sort of turned into.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
But then this...
But that doesn't mean you're giving up on her.
fits. This whole season has been, we must fix Elena.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like, why? She's a young woman, so let her go. And, you know, not that you're giving up on her, you're just giving her the space to maybe get that out of her system.
Yes, but in a sense, she's not in her right mind. So you wouldn't, if someone's not in their right mind, you wouldn't be like, let them go off and do whatever.
But also, like, let's say you would maybe compare that to an addict who's not in their right mind. You would have a limit to how much destruction you would allow them to put onto you in your life before you would then say, okay, you go.
Yeah.
And you're not giving up on them. You always have that love and that hope that they will get better. But there's only so much that you can do, you know, and so much destruction that you can take directly from them being the way they are.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I do see it both ways. It's a hard one.
And you have to wonder what their limits would be.
Yeah.
Because she tried to stake Caroline.
She tried to kill Caroline, harm her mum, but she's crossing boundaries very quickly, one after the other.
And the interesting conversation between her and Damon about liking her better that way. Thoughts?
Oh, excuse me, sorry. It's a valid question. He doesn't have the judgment that he may have before, but then I think that's going to be more of a question for him to have with himself of, did the old Elena with her humanity switched on, did that Elena make me want to be a better person? Whereas now, there is no bar or level to rise to. Yeah. And yes, while it may be more comfortable, does he want to let go of that possibility of someone thinking that he could be more than he thinks of himself? I don't know.
Yeah. Kat, thoughts?
Don't know.
Because I personally think no. Because if you did prefer her like that, wouldn't you question if you loved her at all? Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, that's not the person
you fell in love with who she was.
Yeah.
The way Elena was spinning it was almost like to his benefit. Well, I'm not holding you to this high bar anymore, so don't you prefer it? Yes, in a way that's easier. But like I was saying, I think, coming back to your point, the woman and the person he fell in love with actually was someone that held him to a higher account. And I think he respected that Elena more.
Because like for me, I'm someone who, I love to get my own way. But I can't be with a yes man. I can't do it. It would drive me insane. Yeah, I need someone who's going to push back and then eventually give in, so I won. But at least give me the argument. And I think that as much as Damon, in a way, you would say, oh yeah, I want someone who's just like me and does things I want to do. The reality of that is...
That would get boring.
Yeah.
Actually.
I think if he really wanted her like that, it wouldn't have got to the point where she had to goad him into it. Essentially, I think he wouldn't have been, but he's been concerned about it as well. Like, this isn't who she is. And then, like, when he sort of found out the sire bond wasn't working, he was like, shit.
Yeah.
Like, because I can't now fix it. So now they've got a different problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's one of those things, isn't it? You shouldn't, it's the same in life, like you shouldn't be with somebody if you think you're going to change them, because that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So about Damon, he found the vampire he was looking for.
Straight away I was like, why did you kill that vampire? It was almost like, because for a split second I was like, oh, he knows him, it's a friend, like he's going to help him get better and then catch up on old times. And then I was like, nah, you didn't want them old times like a genie coming out of the bottle.
Well,
you wanted to keep
I was
that
going to say,
shit.
do you? Because Rebecca said you didn't want me to find Catherine or question him. So
I didn't immediately think it was about Catherine. I thought it was maybe more about knowing more of who Damon is and what he's been up to. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
Like just keeping skeletons in the closet. He was because all of a sudden in that instant he became a loose end for Damon.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do you know?
Well, Damon's obviously got a plan of some sort or something, because that photo he had was that guy. So,
yeah,
there's something.
But if he came from New York, then maybe that's where Catherine is. Who knows?
On the subject of that attack, Hayley and Klaus.
Like I said, I don't think we'd actually seen Klaus with anybody. Obviously, he had desire for Caroline, but we hadn't actually seen him with anybody. No. So in that respect, he's such a twat that I'm like, oh, good. Maybe if he gets his end away, I don't know. Maybe it'll chill him out. Who knows? But I doubt it. But just good for him to have some fun.
It is one of those, though, that I'm watching it thinking, yeah, it's flirty and stuff through the episode.
The tension.
But it kind of came from nowhere, as in...
excuse me.
It's only been this one episode where it's been like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I suppose when watching it back, you look at their other interactions with Tyler and Caroline and everything, she has always stood up to him.
But they're both like these nomads, so they have no consequences.
And they talked about abandonment issues.
And they can, so they can do what they want.
Yeah.
So in that respect, there's a liberation and a freedom there of that they have no consequences. They're not in situationships.
It makes sense to me with the respect that because she's always stood up to him. We know that Klaus likes that. He doesn't want a yes man.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's never shown fear around him, and that must be different for him to have.
I did think that actually during obviously them being intimate, I was like, that takes a bit of vulnerability and trust, because if he bit her, wouldn't she be a bit screwed?
No, because she's but he could still feed on her.
Is it to make her a hybrid?
No, because you need Elena's blood, remember?
Yeah.
Oh.
But he could still bite her, feed on her, kill her. He's still much stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting to hear his Tyler punishment. His actual punishment is living with the fear of her.
Yeah.
Rather than actually doing
Poor Caroline again.
Yeah, it was sad to see her through the episode being like, so when you come back, you'll know what it's like. You'll never left because you'll know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is so Caroline.
Yeah. She always puts the positive spin.
Yeah.
And then obviously at the end...
And wanting to be in control.
Yeah.
As it were.
Yeah.
Like, I can fix it. It's okay.
Yeah.
It'll all be okay. And then actually it wasn't. Yeah. Shame.
Yeah. Like you say, though, nice of him to give the house to Matt. It's just sitting there.
That is interesting, yeah, because I think... Didn't Matt have to work hard to, like, pay rent and stuff?
I don't know if it was rent, but definitely bills.
Okay. So, but I don't know.
It's a lovely big house.
Yeah, I wonder if this makes his life easier in some ways. But
and the fact that Tyler worded it in that house can protect her in ways he can't. As in, like, no one else can get in unless Matt has invited them in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Caroline
Matt's
can be in
judgment.
there and safe.
Yeah.
And now Matt knows everything. Like, he was so quick when Caroline was like, Matt, why can't I get in? He's like, oh, come in.
Yeah.
Like,
just shows you, that the trust he has in her, that he didn't hesitate to invite her in.
there was no, like, it was like, oh, yeah, come in.
Yeah.
Like,
because it's a fresh slate for that house and who can come into it, because that belongs to Matt. So Matt.
But it
is
must
in
be
control
so
of that.
weird to like turn up to Caroline. She turns up at her boyfriend's house and she's like, I can't get in. Like that must be quite terrifying that you suddenly think he's dead or something, like because you can't get in.
Yeah. No, my immediate thought was about the property and who owns it, which that can be transferred.
Well, the fact is, but Tyler owned it, but he was a hybrid, so there was no problem of anyone getting in. It's only now obviously it belongs to a human.
Yes.
Yeah, so wouldn't you if you're Caroline, you've tried to get in, you're like, shit, what's going on? Because I can't
Something's
get in.
changed.
Something's changed.
Something's changed.
And speaking of like weird situations, I don't know, just like with exes and whatnot, but Elena was a bitch with like Stefan and Caroline.
Oh yeah, so what made it awkward.
Take him for a spin. You're like, fuck you. That's so.
Yeah.
For a minute, I did wonder. I was like, is that a tinge of jealousy?
Yeah.
But I don't know. She was like, no, I don't feel anything. But take him for a spin. Well, that is so bitchy.
I think she was jealous because
I
her
thought
face
she was.
when she saw them laughing.
I thought
and
she
then
was.
got down and walked over. Like
yeah.
But is that jealousy over Stefan, or the fact that through the whole episode she's had an issue with Caroline? It was nice to see those two having some fun.
Yeah.
Just saying, like, the fact that she's saying to him just to go and enjoy the party, and he's just like, in a way, why aren't you doing that? And just so
yeah, together we both need to have a laugh. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Although, if Caroline's not going to take up this offer, I'll take him for a spin.
I do feel sorry for Caroline. She just gets clobbered all the time. But I also think that Hayley's angle with Klaus is very clever.
Oh, yeah.
I want my chance with Tyler. You can't get your chance with Caroline unless...
Just help each other.
Yeah.
So that fight, though, between Elena and Caroline, I think it just shows you that, obviously, yes, Caroline's older, not by that much, but I think what it comes down to is the fact that Caroline isn't fighting to kill. And that's the difference, isn't it?
But also Elena did have some skill because she was taught by Alaric.
Yeah, she said. But yeah, when one of you is fighting to kill, one of you is fighting but not actually wanting to hurt you.
Yeah, you hold back.
Interesting.
Because I know, like, Stefan said to her, like, if you find her, don't hesitate, break her neck. I can't see that Caroline's ever going to do that.
Yeah.
She would hesitate and have to remind herself it's only temporary, it's okay to do this.
But it's like Elena said, you might be older, but I've had training. I don't like this Elena.
I wouldn't say I like this Elena, but I do enjoy some of the just one-liner stuff. It is funny.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think it's great to see a character we've known this whole time as not one thing, but we know what she stands for.
Yeah.
Even though there's been moments where she's wobbled or changed slightly, to see her as this is what happens when you take away such a big part of someone's personality. And like I said before, to be able to compare it to Catherine.
Yes. So I mean, they are bitchy. They're horrible, but in different ways.
And again, a way to showcase how good Nina Dobrev is.
Yeah.
The fact that it doesn't feel like Catherine, because it could have been like, well, now it just feels like Catherine because she's being a bitch, but it's not. It's very different.
Very different energy.
She's now playing like 3 different characters essentially. Like, it's crazy.
It's very good.
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.